For creating technologies that have the potential to change the world and providing opportunities for future inventors, Mohammed Rabnawaz, an associate professor and faculty laureate in the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources and School of Packaging at Michigan State University, was inducted into the National Academy of Inventors as a senior member on June 26th.
So I'm Mohammed Rabnawaz. I'm associate professor in the School of Packaging at MSU. I joined in 2016.
So give me your background before 2016 and then what attracted you to MSU.
So my background is basically polymer chemistry. I was a polymer chemist. I was doing postdoc University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And then I saw a position. I was at that time on the job market. I saw a position posted from the School of Packaging. And when I visited the School of Packaging at that time, I realized there is an amazing potential for people who want to do something that will benefit the planet. And from that day, I was so much into it, I never thought about other jobs. I got a couple of other offers as well. But since that day, I never looked back to other opportunities in terms of the job. I fell in love with the packaging discipline, and I'm still enjoying it, every single bit of it. So
really, you fell in love when you got here, though, right? You hadn't really thought about packaging until you saw this job. Isn't that right?
Yes. So I didn't know about packaging before that when we were using all the time. But as a packaging major, packaging discipline, no, I wasn't familiar. But when I saw here how the things operate, and when they give me the building visit, and they told me like, hey, these are things we do, these are the facilities. I met with the students, and I saw like, wow, boy, there's a lot of room, a lot of opportunities for both my personal growth, professional growth, but for the School of Packaging, and more importantly, for the discipline, the packaging science. And from that day and on, so we are just moving forward.
Now, before we go any further, I got to congratulate you. You were just inducted into the National Academy of Inventors. That sounds pretty cool. Congratulations.
Thank you, Russ, for this. Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, tell us, about the Academy and what inventions have got you in, to put it bluntly, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are familiar with the very common phrase in the academia, it says that publish or perish. That means you need to publish your research, otherwise you will not get your tenure. Then there was a smart person, Paul, back in 2010, 2011, he said, we need to change this thing. And it was, what about if you invent to flourish? And he founded this National Academy of Inventors. The idea was to boost the morale and increase the spirit and recognize the American university innovators. And they established this National Academy of Inventors. And the nomination process is simple. There is a minimum criteria, like you should have 5 issued patents. That means multiple technologies, and they are either have changed the world or has the great potential to change the world. And the nomination can come from the university or can come from any other National Academy Inventor Fellow. So in my case, the MSU put forward my nomination. I'm very much thankful to the MSU leaders, administrators on the top who give me this opportunity to nominate me. And then they look into another factor as well when they review the nomination packages. They look into, are we really, other than the technologies development and the innovations, are we really preparing the next generation of innovators and scientists? And that was another very important thing that we need to keep doing it, because we want that once we retire or we are long gone, the next generation is ready to take the flag and move forward with the innovation spirit.
That's great. So talk about the inventions that got you into the academy.
Yeah, so I have over 45 filed patents or issued patents. So we do a lot of innovations, but I think this particular innovation, this award came because of the plastic recycling that we develop energy efficient methodologies for at least 3 plastics. One is the bottle plastic like PET, plastic recycling code 1, plastic recycling code 2, the milk bottle, and the other one is the styrofoam, the plastic recycling code number 6. So we develop energy efficient depolymerization method, which means that now you can recycle these plastic at a lower cost and feed back them into the system such that we can reuse them. So there's another thing is about, we have also developed some technologies to replace single-use plastics, for example, disposable plates. So we developed some paper-based alternative for that one. So primarily this recognition came because of our work to make the world zero waste packaging.
So talk in general about your research interests and why are you passionate about this?
So passion doesn't develop just like from nowhere, but
right.
It develops over the time. So I got into the packaging in 2016. I got excited about it, but it truly became passion with each day when I start working in this area. And what I realized that when you are in the packaging discipline, it is so fulfilling that whatever you do, it's going to change the world. So you see that, suppose you are helping the consumer, the planet, and making a world a better planet, right? And they're so fulfilling. So that was like very much my first passion. But I really get thrill from the discoveries of the pressing problems, right, that we have. So suppose if there are any pressing issues and we develop some technologies, I thoroughly enjoyed that challenge, because creating solution for the pressing problem isn't easy. So it takes a lot to do it, and when you do it, you get that sense of fulfillment. Another thing is, I think the generation of the training of the next generation of scientists and educating the new generation of innovators. That's another thing. Like if you look into, you don't get this in industry. You can do innovations in the industry, but you really don't get a chance to teach and educate and inspire the next generation of scientists. And that's one of the reasons that why I like this particular job so much.
Talk about some of the challenges and opportunities you're working on in the labs with your students, the industry in general. What are some of the big challenges? Because obviously we need and we're going to have packaging forever. So what a great challenge, like you said, a sustainable challenge to make the packaging we're going to need as sustainable as possible, I guess. So what are some of the big issues in packaging?
I think the biggest challenge in the packaging industry, I think it's not surprising for anybody, because at this time is sustainability. Because everything what we do today is currently in the packaging is essentially non-sustainable. So we need to do more sustainable thing. That means we need to create environmentally friendly packages, right? And that means we need to develop packages that are recyclable, biodegradable. We need to do the down gauging. That means we need to make lighter packaging to reduce the waste upstream. And then we need to do things more in energy efficient manner. So this one thing is the sustainability packaging. That's the biggest challenge. Another challenge that I see is the companies and many other people working in the packaging sector, they still need to figure it out, either to ditch plastic or not. That is a big challenge, and I think plastic makes perfect sense in certain areas. You need to keep using it, and in certain areas it doesn't make any sense. So I think we will get more clarity on that one, but that is something. There will be not the material where the people will switch, hey, just get rid of plastic, go to paper. No, I think there will be still like a balance between the two. You need to use plastic in certain cases. So there's another challenge, like still many companies are trying to figure that one out. Another big challenge is the regulatory compliance, right? And like the new regulations are coming about, the labels, the use of the recycled material, the use of the bio-based material, right? The challenge with this one is, number one, it's not easy to have a lot more recycled material in the new package or go with the bio-based. It will take some time. So there's a challenge that we need to figure it out. On the other hand, in the US, there is another level of complexity because here the regulations are coming from different states. So we need a more like a unified nationwide regulation that will help the companies rather than the state of Maine and the state of the Michigan state, and those they are coming with different regulations. So I think those are things that is a challenge. Regulatory compliance will be a challenge for the companies. So.
And when it comes to packaging, are there some facts you'd like to reinforce or maybe some myths you'd like to dispel?
I think there are things that I would like certainly to reinforce is a common belief that packaging is interdisciplinary. So it's a common belief. It is super interdisciplinary. Its roots are there all the way from the design into the material science, into the engineering, logistics, marketing, environmental considerations, and so on. So it's a super interdisciplinary. So I want to reinforce that particular point. There's another common belief that packaging is for creative and innovative people, and it is for sure. If you're that person, right, if you have that creative and innovative spirit, I can tell you packaging is just an amazing field, and I will just connect my recognition of the NAI into that one. Like, I love innovation, and you see that packaging is such a discipline that gives you that opportunity to express yourself. So I just want to reinforce that.
Right, because a little science, a little art, a little engineering, if you like doing a lot of things and solving important problems, it sounds like an exciting major for kids to think about.
It is. It absolutely. It is an exciting major. And we can talk about that as well, like why it is so important. Major, it's a cool major, right? So absolutely, it's kind of bit of everything. And if you are into it and you want to do creative things, packaging is just one of their profession. Some myths that I would like to dispel about the packaging, and that is the biggest misconception is packaging is just about making boxes. Yes, we do a lot of boxes, but it's more than that one. There is all about, without package, lots of food will wasted. That means this is not good for the environment, for the climate, and there is a lot more things going to the packaging, the design. For a packaging, one of the challenges, you need to always use low-cost material to do a very important function, keep your food for extended shelf life. So there is more than that one. And of course, the way you mentioned is a bit of, you need to apply chemistry, the material science, engineering principle, design, and everything that's way beyond the boxes. So just the boxes. It's not about that one. Another misconception is like packaging is always bad for the environment. Yes, there are some packages that are bad, but there are other packages that are good because we are protecting the food. Nobody wants to eat something that is contaminated with airborne contaminant, right? And get sick. Who wants that? Packaging is that thing that provides that protection. So serving that important role, but although all packagings, some packagings are friendly, so all packagings are not bad. But having said that, there are bad packaging in terms of the environment, so we need to work on that one. And that's, as a packaging science professionals, that's our job, to come forward and work on that, find solution. It's not the way like, oh, there is a problem, we just walk away from that one. We need to find a solution, take the problem heads on.
Mohammed, thanks for coming in, and congratulations again on entering the National Academy of Inventors.
Thank you, Russ, for having me, and thank you very much.
That was MSU Associate Packaging Professor Mohammed Rabnawaz, who was inducted into the National Academy of Inventors as a senior member on June 26th. And I'm Russ White. This is